panels now. So let's walk to the car and we'll have a look. So at the moment we are getting ready while my dad's working in the front doing some stuff with the engine. We're making the most of the car being back down on the ground, and we are making infill panels for the radiator. So at the moment we've made one side, you see here. It's not much, it's basically just to contain the air to go through the boot and directly into the radiator. It's not too common in drifting. A lot of people leave them open just for if you have a smack in the rear end, things don't get damaged, but I want to try and duct all the air into the boot and for the fans to pull it through. So if you only give it one spot for it to go, it's obviously going to pull it through the radiator. So just a small touches. We're in the middle of making the second one. So we've got the water pump coming out this side, so we had to make a notch for it to dodge that. And then that's how we bead roll just a nice pattern into there to make it look a little bit nicer. As you can see on that side, it matches with the radiator lines and just makes it look a little bit nicer. So pretty stoked on that. We actually got this machine a couple of jobs ago, so still playing around with it, trying to get it right and work out what looks good and what doesn't look good. This design's pretty basic, so just makes it look a little bit nicer than what it does if it's just a flat panel. So
also, if it's really thin metal, it adds some rigidity.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
Stops it rattling and crap, which is probably good.
Yeah. Well, for a small panel like this, you probably wouldn't have too much flex, and it's obviously all going to be bolted together. So in this case, it's more just for looks. But yeah, you're right. In like a big panel, it will take away the bowing and the flex of a skinny panel.
Where would you use that on customers' cars, for example?
So the reason why we purchased it initially was for a fuel cell that we'd built. Well, it was like a fuel cell enclosure that we built. It's the same thing. When you make big panels to make stuff look nicer, you can put a pattern in it. Like it's tend to be used on more like chassis stuff, so like rear firewalls. We've used it on another customer's car. We didn't have it then. We used a friend's one. You can just put a pattern in it, and like I said, if you have like thin material, to save using like 3mm metal, you can just use like 1.6 and then put a pattern in it. It looks nice, fills up the void, and yeah, makes it stronger. So this car's obviously quite small and compact in the back, so this is like I said, more just like a style thing really, just makes it look a bit nicer, and I guess you can appreciate the fab work and time and effort going in when you look at it. So.
And the one you've got, there's a manual one that someone would feed, and then there's one with a motor.
Yeah, so.
You're lucky enough to get one with a motor.
Yeah, I know from using it in the past with no motor, it's definitely easy and doable. But for us and what we do, it's just nice to have the motor, and it's not actually that much more of a cost to go to one with a motor. This is obviously like quite a big one, so we've got a big distance in between the mouth of the base to where the motor is. And basically, well, when I say motor, where the pulleys are that run and drive the pattern into the material. So basically, it just lets you do a bigger piece and feed it through, because once you start, you kind of can't stop. And obviously, if you've got like a big 3-meter piece of metal, it can't swing through if you're trying to do your pattern right in the center. So this just allows you to have something a little bit bigger. Most of the time when you're following around the edges, you sort of don't get to that, because you put it on the inside normally if you're doing it around the outside, and then you just follow it around and it never gets sort of that far in. But for stuff this small, this is plenty. But obviously you guys will get to see us use it right now anyway. So I'm no pro at it yet anyway, but it's not hard to put a pattern in there. You just, from what I know so far, is you just got to be patient and take your time. If you put too much pressure on it too early, it warps the panel and gets a bit funny. You just got to take your time and do repetitive passes. From all the stuff I've seen on YouTube and stuff, the guys that do crazy patterns where it doesn't warp the panel, and it's like a real crazy design, they'll do like 20-30 passes. So a lot of people's mistakes, I think so far from what I've seen, is that they just want to rush it, obviously don't have the time. And like for something this simple, most people would only just want to do like 2 or 3 passes. For what we're doing, we're only doing a small little section, so we can do multiple passes and not take too long. And yeah, obviously we just want to try and not warp the panel. So
when you say multiple passes, you mean go over it lightly and then lock it up?
Yeah. So if you just put it in there and you crank it down, it like flexes, because obviously it's just tension on the panel. So as soon as you press it down, it'll just like warp the panel, and then when you drive it around, it'll like just keep kinking the panel basically. So the way that you do it without like manipulating the panel too much and just getting a nice groove in it is to go real slow, just small pressure each time, and just get more and more and more. And even when you like, if you just put a little bit of tension on it like that, which only drops it like not even a millimeter, if you just keep driving it on the same pressure, it just makes it better and better, because it just beds in more and more. So it's like anything. If you put a lot of pressure on it, there's going to be a lot of tension. Going slow obviously just eases it in and stretches the metal slowly rather than just a big hit and it just jacks it straight away. So
we'll grab some footage of Mitch pressing this one in.
Yeah, obviously I said no professional, so don't knock me, but yeah.
No judging?
Yeah, no judging, but there'll be a shape in it afterwards, whether it's square or not, who knows. Much time on there.
Action.
Turned into a bit of a fabrication tutorial.
And is that foot pedal speed, like have speed on it?
I apply the throttle, it will progressively bring the power in, so it's not just like
touchy, yeah.
So like rolls with it. And you don't want to turn when the engine's not moving. See how I walked off it a little bit. But the best thing to do is commit. If it doesn't go too far, just commit and you won't see it. But all we're doing now is just leaving a track for the second pass basically. So you can even just turn it down a tiny bit so it goes slower. And now I can just like, because obviously the faster it goes, the quicker you got to move.
If you had big long shots, you might be going faster, but...
So like on the straights, you could probably go like full pelt, but when you get to the corners, obviously the slower you go, the more it slows down the motion of everything. But it's still probably too fast really. You go to 12. See, like that's super slow now. And it's like on the straight, if you want, you can. If it's a big straight, you just pop it right up.
It'd be nice if the pedal had like 2 settings on it, like a.
Well, it's not hard just to reach down. But it's also one of those things. The faster you go, the faster you can make a mistake. But so if you're confident, you can go at that speed, no problem. So obviously, if you don't use it all the time, it's a bit tough and sketchy. You can basically go around again just to keep leaving your track if you want to. But on the last one, like, because if you're doing 2 panels that are supposed to be symmetrical, you want to try to do the exact same thing so it does the exact same beat. If you say do like 3 tracks with the same pressure to the other one, it'll probably leave more of a groove, and then when you tighten up, it'll go even deeper. So on the last one, I did 1 pass and I just went a quarter of a turn more pressure, and then I did another pass on that pressure, and then I went another quarter of a turn. So it's more just you've got to remember what you do on one panel so that you can get the exact same thing on the next panel. So like just like that, and you can feel like when it starts getting tight, you know you're at like the point of where it's going to start really putting pressure on.
I saw it even like tweak the metal, like put a pressure on.
Oh, that's probably even, I can just feel from that. It's probably too tight.
I'm definitely seeing it starting to imprint it now. Whereas the first one's just like a score.
Yeah, it was very light, very
guide.
And leaving it.
If you were doing a big piece, would you almost like, that had a lot of detail, would you like literally press it and then cut it down to the shape so you haven't spent all your time?
You can, but it depends on what it is. Like if your big shape has, like if it doesn't fit in here obviously, then it will fit when it's cut. You're just better off like you just cut your, like, you know, obviously most things you do that are big, you'll have a template anyway.
Hold in the light so you can see it. Yeah,
so this side you probably can't see because of the marking, but you can see there.
Yeah.
It wasn't too bad. You can see where I just missed it a little bit. I went back and then fixed it. Obviously, if you were putting this in like a road car, show car, you'd sand this right down, you'd get those marks out, you wouldn't see the marks. The beads from the other one, I keep it consistent anyway. But yeah, obviously if that was painted in a car, you wouldn't even know. So that's
Looks
alright.
good.
That's the job. So we are back for another day at the workshop. A lot of progress being made at the moment. As you can see, we are opening our brand new intercooler from Phoenix Radiators. As you guys saw earlier in the video, they supplied us the radiator that's in the boot and the new intercooler. As we briefly talked about at the beginning of the video, we are doing a full custom intercooler for this, as well as the radiator in the back. We have a lot of work to do with this to make it work and what we want to do. Rather than explaining it in words, we're just going to show you how we're going to make it. The only issue we have is we're limited to the resources we have in the workshop. For what I actually want to do, ideally we need like an industrial pan brake to be able to make it the way I want to, but we're going to try and make it out of multi-pieces and see how we go. And if it doesn't work out, then we'll resort to getting someone's pan brake tomorrow. It's Sunday, so no one's open, no one's available to be able to help us with that. So we're just going to have to make do and see how we go. I'm sure we'll be alright. We managed to make everything else work, so that's not ideal, but it is what it is. So let's get this unboxed and get to it.
How about time?
Time? 10:18.
10:18 p.m. Thursday evening.
Minus 1 hour ago. Took me 1 hour to make this. 1 hour?
Probably not far off.
Got a little bit carried away. Decided to start working on the intercooler while the other guys were working on the radiator lines in the back. Let's explain it again, just in case anybody has forgotten or hasn't seen. This is our intercooler, it's a Phoenix Intercooler Pro Series 100mm. The normal style intercooler that you buy from any race car shop. This one has the outlets on both sides.
Had.
If you're not familiar with some LS platform stuff, you can buy intercoolers where the core disperses air through the centre this way, rather than through the fins that way. In our case, we had another theory of ways to be able to make things work. So the whole reasoning behind this was just to try and compact everything. Before we had this big huge cooler pipe that went all the way around and was a 4-inch inlet. Now the cooler pipe's actually compacted, just that. So yeah, obviously probably pretty trippy, probably haven't really seen it before in general. We actually developed this style intercooler with Mike for the Red Race Developments many years ago on another project we're working on that hasn't been done yet. And yeah, I wanted to do it on this because it just makes the engine bay so much better. Obviously makes the cooler pipes much shorter and just makes it heaps cleaner. So obviously the air travels through here like normal, comes through the fins and then comes up into here, uses this chamber and then goes straight into the intake. So obviously on like an RB or something, you wouldn't waste your time doing that because the intake's over here. For us, this allows us to mount everything over here, take up all the room, and then yeah, bang the cooler pipe straight in there. So this little doodah that I was making, I obviously could have just done like a straight one in here, and it would have worked, done everything normal. I got carried away, we had a leftover bend, and I just wanted to, I guess, direct the airflow a little bit better. Definitely probably a little bit wank, not necessary, but looks cool. Obviously that just sits on there like that, and basically it just helps direct the flow a little better. Maybe I probably should use like a 90 or something, so that way it actually flowed a bit nicer. It probably does absolutely nothing, but I guess on the back, how it sort of arcs around, it'll definitely make a little bit of a difference. How much, who knows, but just thought may as well while we're here.
Why not when we got the spare time?
Yeah. So that's going to go on there. I need to trim it just a slight bit more. And as you see, just goes directly into the intake. So simple, straightforward. Need to trim it a little bit more,
Much better.
but you get the idea. So we've gone from like, here's the old one. The old one that looks like this, big long thing. You can see that like we have literally saved so much room.
And also, your 4-inch there, that whole chamber that's been modified is 4-inch or more right down here.
Yeah.
So you're maximising.
Yeah, so like 4-inch is it's way too late to be thinking about these.
100.
That's 100 mil for 4-inch. Obviously, that's 4-inch in a round circumference. 100 by 100 here is obviously way more than this, so it's actually got more air than it needs. So if you're thinking that it's restricted, it's not. The only part that would probably be a little bit of a restriction is right where it comes out of the end tank here. The gap is obviously much smaller, but being 100 mil wide, it actually works out to be just over 3-inch, which is the same as the outlet that comes out the tank factory out this side here. So there's no restriction in what we've done there. It's actually the same, if not better. And then obviously we've gotten rid of this big thing, so you'd have to think that it makes a bit of a difference. Obviously being a supercharged car, lag's not really a thing, but I'd imagine being able to move the air faster would make a big difference in terms of the overall ride. So
We'll find out in a day or so, hopefully.
what I'm more looking forward to is that there's no big pipe. Every time we had to service the car, doing to get this out was freaking annoying. You can see it used to rub on the bonnet. There was just no room before, and obviously not having the radiator there now, it just opens everything up. You can work and everything, access everything. It's going to be so much better.
Just had a thought.
What?
The bonnet's going to have a weird hole in it.
Yeah. The bonnet already had weird holes already anyway, so...
I'll have to try to fix
Yeah,
that up.
that'll be jobs.
We'll fix that. Done? Oh, should we quickly look at the radio lines and the boot?
Oh, yeah. Well, Dad can talk about that. Come on, Dad, you can... Yeah. Well, hang on.
So, shrouds back on.
Yep.
Lines are plumb.
So the shroud's all painted, thanks to Ryan. We went and painted it, got some hair stuck in it, I can see.
That was one, yeah.
Obviously we did it out of steel, just purely on the basis that I had that here. I couldn't bother going and buy a whole nother sheet of alloy just to be able to do it and bead roll it. So that's what ended up happening. Looks okay, looks the part. It's painted, is what it is. The guys just did the radiator lines, as you can see. There's actually a bit of a shortage at the moment on the brand that we're using, their fittings. We can't get the 90s at the moment, so we had to put an extension on there, a bit of a bigger than a 90, and make it work. Is what it is.
It's plumb to the hard line, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, both of them.
So a few more bits and pieces to go there, but we're getting closer, which is obviously a good thing. Being Thursday, tomorrow is our last day, so yeah, we're really going to get a move on. I mean, once we get this part done, cooler part, we'll do the cooler part here for the supercharger, and
Superchargers.
oh yeah,
Elbow's been welded.
yeah. So it's just making up that cooler part, putting the block valve on, finishing this one off. But yeah, it's in there. Okay.
How are you? How many days out are we?
Actually don't know. What day is it today?
Monday. We got 4 nights.
Can you put it like that? Would you say we're on track or not?
Yeah, I'd say so.
You'd say so. I'm glad that you fucking think so. I don't think so.
So Mitch doesn't roll like that.
Hey guys, we are back in the workshop. It's another day. We are now 9:30 on Tuesday. We're competing on Saturday with this car. We've got a lot done since we last spoke to you guys. It's a bit hard to know how to film and construct all this when there's just two of us doing all the work and trying to film and trying to video and try and choreograph a good clip for you guys. But as you can see, the car is put together pretty reasonably at the moment. It's off the hoist. We've kind of done everything we need to on the hoist for the time being. You can see we've got all the water pump and supercharger mocked up at the moment. It's not final assembled yet. It looks like it's kind of almost coming together at this stage, but it's actually about to get a lot worse. Now is the point where we're going to retube the whole front of the car. So touching base back at the beginning of all this mess, the car has been on a chassis machine, and now we have pulled the tower back to where the panel beaters thought that it needs to be. Again, touching back a few episodes ago or anywhere in this video, this car is so custom at this point that we don't really have many reference points. The only thing that's really factory that's left in this is the firewall and the front window. So everything else is like pretty much custom, like custom shut tops, still factory tower, but obviously when this gets pushed over, you don't really have anything to reference off. You've got a big engine in the way. The tunnel has been manipulated to fit the gearbox and all that stuff. So the reference points are quite hard. So now we're at the stage anyway where we're about to lob it all off at the front. The tower's been pulled straight, the front is bent. So this car, uniquely being a KE70, has a full S chassis front end in it. This car is mocked up to be like an S13, and it has S14-15 cast iron pickup points. So you'll see in the front, when we originally built this car, it's all tube work and space frame to pick up the caster arm bracket. It runs a factory Nissan Silvia caster arm bracket, and all the geometry and stuff has been worked out to obviously be in the right position. But with the impact at the front, it did move it all over and throw it out of whack from what I can tell and everything I've measured. So we literally have to start fresh, cut clean again on the rails just after the cross member, and obviously we'll lob all the tops off. It's not going to be a bad thing in a way because everything's changing so much and we're going to this extent. I don't want to repeat myself too much, but obviously the radiator used to be in the front. Now it's going to open up so much more room. We can move the intercooler back. The intercooler used to hang out quite far on this. As you guys have seen, we've customly made a intercooler that is going to have no driver's side intercooler pipe. It's going to come directly into the top. So that's going to open up free space around here. So now we can move all the clear view oil filter housing. The radiator lines are going to come through and whatnot. So we've got a fair few things that are going to change up, and the design of the bar work, is going to completely change. This was like a quick fix to suit the supercharger. When we revamped the car and put the blower on it, we made this bar run down the front and dodge it. I never really liked it because I knew in a bad impact it would obviously push it into the blower, but we didn't really have any other option at the time without retubing the whole front of the car. The design was like this side, how it come down from the tower and picked up the bar that connects to the chassis. Obviously that's much stronger, it's triangulated. This has a bend in it, and obviously literally that's in this impact being exactly on this corner has just pushed it up because it's not triangulated, and this is no good for impact going this way. So now we get to revamp it and redo it. I have a couple of theories in mind. There's no point talking about it, but you guys will see it's going to be quite intricate. It's going to be much more triangulated, way better suspension pickup points. We're going to get rid of these factory Nissan cast iron brackets. Rather than making them work, we're going to do them all custom and fabbed in-house. And it should be interesting. There's a lot of work ahead. It's obviously Tuesday night. We've got a couple of days left. Obviously everything's changing, so we've got so many things left to do. We've got the radiator mounted and in the boot now. We've had Jason come out and do my wiring. He's my wiring guy. Big shout out to him. He come in on Sunday and put in a lot of work. My dad's been working on all the stuff in the front. We've had to modify the water pump unit, so you can see that it's got AN fittings on it now. We did order a Davis Craig water pump delete kit, but we've got some issues concerned around running a manual tensioner. Factory, these run an automatic tensioner or sprung-loaded tensioner, and we know when we first built the car we had issues with the belt, and I'm just not prepared to take the risk going into the final round putting a manual tensioner on it. So we've just gut the inside of this water pump, fit up these fittings on there. You can see there we've made the radiator lines. They tuck up nicely past the extractors. They're just sitting there at the moment, but they all tuck over and sit in there. yeah, a lot of hours have been put in that you guys can't really see on video. It's been a lot of hours. Me and Ryan have been here since Monday last week, doing pretty much 2 a.m. shifts every single day. And now we're at the point where it's probably going to get a bit more serious, but this is where it's like down to me now. So I guess I'm looking forward to making it better and making it right. But yeah, we've got a lot of work ahead of ourselves before Saturday. After that, we've got to get to the dyno, obviously finish all the plumbing and getting everything to work. So we've got a lot of things to sort out, but this is the next part of the story. And yeah, we've got to put in some work now and get it done. One snip. It is update time. It is about 4:30 in the morning. Still Tuesday, well, Wednesday morning now, I should say. We're still going at the tube front. Obviously, last time I spoke to you guys, I was talking to you about what we're going to do with the front end, with Ryan filming. We've jumped in deep, cut all the front off, and got to work. We haven't filmed much, to be honest, because I'm here by myself. Ryan went home after we filmed that little skit, and I'm just working away here, getting things done. Obviously, as we've said, we are racing this Saturday, and it is Wednesday already, and the front of the car is cut off. So I'm going to turn this camera around, and you guys are going to get to see what we're building, and I'm going to talk you through it. So as you'll see on the front, it is all cut off and gone now. So the process was cut all the old bar work off. I'll show you over here. Cut it all off with a recip saw. I just tacked it back together so you guys can see, but basically everything got cut off right at the towers, right at the chassis rails where it was mounted before. I've obviously had to clean up where it was. So when I originally did the front end on this car, I actually put 3mm in the tower and made it flush. So I had to grind that back, get all the stuff off it. Then down here, I had actually 3mm plated this already, and the plate had actually pushed itself in from the crash. So you can see that it kind of buckled the rail a little bit as well. So underneath this is another 3mm, and I've just basically made another 3mm plate the same size and TIG welded it on there. Right now is the new bar work you can see at the bottom. The idea behind this is if it gets a big knock on the front, it's kind of more triangulated and can take a little bit more of a hit. Obviously the kind of hit we had, there's kind of nothing you can do. You make it too solid, you're going to run into bigger problems. But yeah, as you can see there, it's tacked on, it's square. I'm about to run out of SD card, so we're probably going to have to redo this bit. Hey guys, unfortunately I have to let you guys know that we lost the camera footage from the new SD card. We had a SD card malfunction and we lost the footage from what I had re-recorded after we got the new card in the camera. So I'm just going to quickly run you through with a voiceover. Hope you guys don't mind. I'll keep it short and sweet and continue on with the footage. So as you guys know, and what I was explaining, we just wanted to basically triangulate the front. As you'll see in this image here, it's really hard to see. Try and draw a line here for you guys now. Basically you can see that the caster arm bracket below this tube frame lines up parallel in line with the bar work that we had made. So keeping everything triangulated, we are going to be moving on to making the caster arm brackets pick up on the same triangulation as the bar work. So this is just to maximize the strength of all the bar work we do, everything to follow in suit and all run parallel together. This is going to ensure that basically the front end is going to feel much tighter and nicer. Those caster arm brackets that we were on there before with the factory S13 caster arm brackets, they have flex in them from factory. Those ones in particular were gusseted, which did make a difference. The overall change of doing it like this obviously gives us way more room, one, but also the direct feel that I think we'll feel through this will be a major difference. So we're going to move on to some montage from here, and then if we have to do another voiceover, we will. Alright guys, so that brings us to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching till this far, if you're watching this part right now. Make sure you guys check out the next video once this one is released. I can't thank you guys enough for all the support over this period of time while we were doing this, and even still now. It was a big push. I just wanted to try and make these videos to make it as in detailed as possible for you guys, and yeah, I felt like we did a lot of work that shouldn't have gone unnoticed, and that's why we're doing this video. So thank you so much for tuning in, guys. If you can, please leave a subscribe below, and also comment and let us know what you guys think too. Obviously there's a lot to ingest in that video, and even in the first episode, and I appreciate you all for watching, and yeah, I hope you guys made it this far. So don't forget to like and subscribe, comment, let us know what your thoughts are, and yeah, we'll see you guys in the next video.